morning.
Hey, Coach, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, first question will come from Rick Stroud.
Hey, Coach, hadn't been that long since we saw you, but have you begun the process yet of letting some guys go? You have anything to announce yet?
We've narrowed guys down, and we're going to start shortly after this. It'll start at about 10 o'clock.
Okay. Hey, we talked a little bit about Josh Williams last night, but specifically, what do you like about his game, and with special teams kind of his ticket, what you saw from the return game?
Well, it wasn't just special teams. He's a good running back as well. We think he can catch. We think he's a heck of a pass protector. We know he can run the ball, as you saw on special teams, but he also made some tackles. So, a lot of that goes into the evaluation. He can do multiple things.
My other question would just be with Teddy Bridgewater. When you signed him, was there a discussion, or was he agreeable to possibly starting on the practice squad?
We had a bunch of discussions about everything, but we signed him to see if he had a chance to make the squad.
Gotcha. Thanks, Phil.
Greg Allman.
Hey, Todd. Sorry not to have asked this last night, but wanted to check with you and see how Nick Rapone is doing. I know he wasn't in with Coach last night.
He's doing a lot better. He should be in this week. He should be in today, actually. He should be in tomorrow, but he's doing a lot better.
And being back this week, you feel okay about him being able to stay in his current role for the season?
I'm hoping so. I'm not a doctor, but as long as he's feeling well, yes, I expect him to be the same all year.
Who would have stepped in terms of handling the safety? Is that Rashad Johnson? Who handled that last night?
Tim Atkins. Tim handles the safeties. Rashad handles the nickels.
Thanks, man.
Scott Reynolds.
Before the game, we saw Tristan Wirfs walking around without crutches and didn't really have much of a limp. When do you anticipate him returning to practice? And is he in play possibly for week one?
It's a medical thing. The fact that we're not putting him on IR, he's in play. I wouldn't say it would be week one, but he's definitely doing better.
Thank you, Todd.
General Lane.
Hey, Coach, now that you had a chance to review the tape, I'm curious to see who you thought really helped themselves last night.
The same two guys I talked about last night, Tez Johnson and Josh Williams, did a very good job that way, and that goes into the evaluation of it, but those two really stood out.
And then I know that you said that you guys are going to be starting to do cuts at 10 o'clock. What position groups do you feel like have been the hardest for you guys?
They're all hard on the last cut, Jenna. Honestly, they're all hard because you get to be around these guys all spring and all summer. So they're all pretty difficult for us from a personal standpoint, from a player standpoint. I mean, a lot of the tape speaks for itself, and you just have to make those decisions accordingly.
Thanks.
Evan Winter.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Just wondering if there is any update or progress on Anthony Walker in the NFI situation.
No progress at this time. Same status as last week.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Greg Allman.
Hey, Todd. Obviously, we know about Wirfs and Godwin and McMillan, but was curious who else right now has injuries that you worry could extend into week one. I think you'd mentioned Christian Izzy, and I want to check on Tyke Smith as well.
Tyke is fine. Is a pain tolerance thing, so we'll see how he feels next week and the next 2 weeks coming up to week one.
And it looked like no new injuries to speak of from last night. Is that right?
Not at this time. The report hasn't come out yet, so we'll see.
Okay, thank you.
We'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Todd, I wanted to see if you could give an evaluation of two of your undrafted free agent linebackers. Nick Jackson wound up leading your team in tackles in the preseason, also with sacks. And John Bullock led your team in special teams tackles, but also played well in defense.
Both were free agents. They both came in. They worked well off each other. Both very bright. Jackson is probably instinctive that way and understands where the ball's going and know how to shoot the gaps when he has to. Bullock is a very tough, smart player. Had a heck of a night on special teams last night. I think he had 3 tackles on the kickoff. Plays very physical football, but both of them made compelling cases.
Thanks, Todd.
Rick Stroud.
Hey, Todd, I think Kayvon Merriweather might have played damn near the whole game yesterday. I know you're down with Stroud getting thrown out. Where do you sit at safety just in terms of numbers and some of the injuries you have? Are you okay?
We're okay right now. If nobody else doesn't get banged up, but it's going to be tight. It all depends on where Izzy is from a health standpoint, whether the numbers go one way or the other. So we'll see how that goes going forward.
Thanks, Coach.
We have time for a few more. We'll go to Greg Allman.
I just want to check. I know you had a bunch of coaches that you're allowed to bring in as fellows, as assistants for training camp for preseason. I was curious if any of those you'd be able to carry on and keep during the season full time.
We probably won't keep any during the season, but there was a lot of good candidates and good coaches that we really like in case anything opens up. And it's good for us because when you're looking for people at the end of the year, whether it's quality control or position coaches, you get to be around people and they get to be around your staff and you get to know them well and you can see who fits and who gels. And there were quite a few of them that did a very good job. Nadine from Germany did a very good job. Obviously, Randy Shannon's here, who's an outstanding coach. And we had all of them were really great. And it just depends on the fit. If something opens up and it fits that person's need and fits our need, it'll work out.
Thanks, Todd.
Evan Winter.
Hey, Coach, I apologize if this is a random or silly question, but when it comes to guys potentially that you cut that might get picked up through waivers, do you kind of get a sense of the league's perception on them and if maybe they have a better chance to get picked up or not, or is that something that you just kind of have to roll the dice on with every decision?
You have to roll the dice, but you also get a feel of which coaches they were with before and who had them before and who might be in need of what positions. And you get a feel for it that way, but that can be a determining factor in if you're going to keep the guy or not.
Last two, we'll go to Scott Reynolds and then Rick Stroud.
Todd, what was your takeaway from this preseason in terms of like the positivity standpoint? What did you really accomplish in training camp and preseason that you really wanted to see?
Defensively, obviously the turnovers, they don't count, but it was good to see them transfer to games that way. Offensively, just running the offense, I thought all the quarterbacks did a very good job, especially Bays in the second half of both games the past 2 weeks. Did a very good job, and our return game has shown up for the first time in quite a long time, and that was good to see.
Thank you, Todd.
Last question from Rick Stroud.
Yeah, that's because Scott asked kind of what I was going to say. Do you have a better feeling for this team and just sort of where your strengths or weakness might be still, or anything surprised you during this camp?
I don't think anything surprised me, but the best feeling I have is that we have a punter, and he did a very good job, and he was outstanding this summer camp and everything else, and he was really a game changer that really wasn't talked about, and I'm happy as hell about him.
Pretty good kicking game, I'd say. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.